This podcast is brought to you throughout the month of November by our friends at Minimal Case. They are the cases that are so thin and light they keep your phone gorgeous and add zero bulk. It's crazy how thin these cases are. It's also crazy how cheap they are, because if you use the code DDPodcast, you'll get 25% off your order, which is pretty awesome. Just go to minimalcase.com and use the code DDPodcast, or click the link in the show notes. Once again, that's mnmlcase.com and use the promo code DDPodcast to get 25% off your order, and we thank them for sponsoring this podcast. Good morning, Digit fam. Adam Doud here, closing out another week with all the tech news you need to know. Yesterday, Halloween got hobbled by about 3 inches of snow that dumped on the city, so now this fat guy is sitting here with 2 gigantic bags of undistributed candy, and yeah, I'm going to be gaining some weight over the next couple of weeks. It's not pretty. Oh, and programming note, the Digit Daily newsletter will be off on Monday for some maintenance beyond our control, and no newsletter means no podcast. Wah wah. But for now, it is November 1st, 2019, and this is your Digit Daily. Yesterday, we got a new round of leaked images surrounding the upcoming Motorola RAZR phone. These came from famed leaker Evan Blass and Dutch news site Mobilkopen. Hi, aunts. These images show teaser images of the Motorola RAZR being opened, fully opened, and closed. As expected, the inside screen is one tall screen roughly the size of a normal smartphone. On the bottom is the trademark RAZR chin, which houses a USB-C port and what looks like a capacitive fingerprint scanner. How quaint. On the outside is a larger screen and camera bump. The outside screen looks like it might actually be large enough to be somewhat useful. Galaxy Fold, maybe even for a video or two, if you don't need a larger screen to watch the video, that is. Overall, this looks like a very compelling device. Daddy likey. Now, the expected specifications for this phone are decidedly mid-range, with a Snapdragon 710 SoC, 4 or 6 gigabytes of RAM, 64 or 128 gigabytes of storage, and a 2700 mAh battery, and it only now occurs to me that aside from the processor, I just described the Pixel 4, while at the same time calling it decidedly mid-range. Great, now I need a therapist. What's more, this phone is expected to debut at $1,500, which is still just under $500 and $1,000 cheaper than the Galaxy Fold and Mate X respectively, but see again the comments about the mid-range specifications. Now, Ars Technica is not convinced that these images are legit, or at least I should say that Ars is concerned about them. Their reasoning is that typically leaked images come from leaked renders intended for media distribution. Those images are beautiful shots taken with great lighting that show the phone in all its glory. These leaked images seem more like teaser shots, the kind of shots that you'd put out there to say, oh, this is coming and you're gonna like it, but you can't have it yet. Ars arrives at the conclusion that these images are either not real at all, or they indicate that the phone isn't ready, and the November 13th show will end with a, coming in 2021, thanks. I definitely follow that logic. You'd think we'd be past the, oh, you're gonna love this stage, and be more at the, here's what we got stage, if this phone was actually coming on November 13th, which is, wait, let me do the math here. Today is November 1st, so carry the 1. Okay, yeah, is 13 days away. Ars is also doubtful that a company that has been on the whole downgraded to mid-range status could blow away the competition in this short a time. I'm not so sure I follow that particular line of thought. Motorola has some great engineers working over there, and even pioneered some really cool screen tech in the not-too-distant past. I have faith in Motorola from a design standpoint. Also, after the publication of the newsletter and after the Ars article, a new image surfaced from droidshout.com showing the phone being used in daylight, so I guess suck it, Ars. At this point, it's more of just a wait-and-see thing. I'm certainly hopeful that Motorola is going to knock our socks off, but I hope they don't pull a Microsoft and end the presentation with, coming holiday 2020, because that would be an insta-fail. But you better believe we will have all the details for you on November 14th, but for now, it's time for the Roundup! Apple TV Plus launches today with the flagship original The Morning Show, which I only recently learned wasn't an actual morning show, but more a show about the production of a morning show. I suppose if I'd actually paid attention to the cavalcade of stars that Apple paraded out before us back in March, I would have known that from the start, and given a crap just as much, which is to say, not at all. I'm not an Apple TV subscriber, nor do I play one on TV, and it's just a big vat of whatever sauce for me. Google is rolling out incognito mode for Maps, and seriously, listeners, hello@digit.com. Please tell me why I would need to use incognito mode for mapping. The most plausible use case I saw in the article was if you were navigating someplace you know you wouldn't like for like a birthday party or something like that. But I mean, is this really a problem that we have? Like, oh, I don't want my wife to find out that I pulled up directions to the Waffle House. I get how incognito mode helps on, say, Chrome when you're surfing porn, or YouTube when you're also surfing porn. But Maps, I just don't get the appeal. Unless Google Maps launched a porn site recently, I may have missed that announcement. So Tristan is whatevering this change to Chrome version 78, but apparently the sadists at Google have moved the reopen close tab button in Chrome. Now, instead of right-clicking on a tab to get the option, you have to right-click on the tab bar itself. Tristan just remembers Shift-Control-T, and yeah, that's a good tip, but I do the whole right-click thing. Truthfully, right-clicking on a tab to get the reopen close tab option was never the right choice, but it's been there for so long that it's going to really screw people up now. Anyway, Shift-Control-T and you'll be fine. We'll get through this. Whoa boy! Vice writer Ali Conti accidentally uncovered a nationwide scam being run on Airbnb, which, to be honest, resembles an issue I ran into last CES. Not exactly. I don't think our host was necessarily running a scam per se, but let's just say the warning signs were there. But Ali's experience, in my hometown no less, uncovered a web of crap that actively abuses the terms of service for Airbnb and puts people who are at their most vulnerable when they are traveling into precarious positions and cheats them out of hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars. Plus, Airbnb offers customers little recourse when shady stuff happens. At a hotel, you can go to the front desk or go up the food chain to corporate. If you are legitimately wronged, someone will make it right. On Airbnb, good luck and God bless. I'm not saying that I'll never stay at an Airbnb again, but you can bet if I do, A, I will save every email and record every phone call, and B, I'll have a backup plan. Congratulations, Airbnb, you've leapfrogged past Facebook and officially unlocked the Gas Buddy achievement. There is a skyrocketing demand for bulletproof cars in... Yeah, I live in Chicago, so this makes perfect sense. I honestly didn't even know this is a thing beyond like 007 and whatnot, and for the record, these cars are not meant for the average consumer. They've got more than a ton of bulletproof plating on them, 510 horsepower V8 engine, which I don't know anything about cars, but that sounds like a lot, and also sounds like a gas guzzler. These cars are designed to take a pipe bomb detonated at point-blank range, so if you know anyone who wants to blow you up with a pipe bomb, then I have good news for you. And finally, and I know this podcast is running long, sorry about that, but I wanted to leave you with something fun. If you've never watched the YouTube series Hot Ones with host Sean Evans, watch it. Seriously. The Stone Cold Steve Austin episode in particular is a good one, as is the recent episode with Paul Rudd. Plus, you learn how to take pictures of people with butts on their heads. It's amazing. Anyway, if you do watch the series and you want to learn how the sausage, or I guess in this case, the hot sauce is made, The Verge has a great write-up, so be sure to check it out, link in the show notes. So that's going to do it for today's Digit Daily. If you'd like to learn more about any of these stories, check out the links in the show notes and subscribe to our daily newsletter on Digit.com. And if you like what you heard, subscribe, leave a review, and don't forget to tell your friends about DigitDailyPod.com. Once again, I'm Adam Doud, Dead Technology on Twitter, and we'll talk again later today on the Digit Monthly, and then again on Tuesday.